If you have a grungy stovetop that looks like this with caked on starches, oils, and grease, and you want it to look brand new like it just came from the factory, well, you are in the right place. I'm going to show you exactly how to remove those. And to show you just how tough these stains are, I rubbed some Dawn dish soap on a Brillo pad, and it makes absolutely no difference in the stain whatsoever. So we have our work cut out for us. Go ahead and remove your burner caps and the burners from all of the different stations to expose what's underneath. It's going to be very therapeutic to remove this. It's kind of like one of those videos where you watch power washing happen. So take yourself a can of Barkeeper's Friend, which is what we're going to need. One can will last you a lifetime, and it's super cheap. Get yourself a sponge with a Brillo pad, which is my favorite way to apply this, and a plastic scraper. This just happens to be one from Pampered Chef, and then some rags to wipe down things at the end. Sprinkle on some Barkeeper's Friend, and then get your sponge nice and wet, and then squeeze it out once. You want it to be pretty damp, and then just apply it with some moderate, even pressure. It doesn't take anything too hard. Anything that's brown or tan will lift off right away with the oxalic acid and the fact that Barkeeper's Friend is a micro-abrasive. And then any of the spots that are really crusty and black and burnt on there, go ahead and take that plastic scraper, and they'll be softened up by the Barkeeper's Friend. That's just a paint chip there. But the scraper is good for getting it in any of those nooks and crannies that you just can't reach with the sponge. But if you don't have the scraper, no problem. Barkeeper's Friend will take care of 95% of everything. But if you want that extra 5% removed, go ahead and get yourself the scraper. Once everything's done, give it a good wipe down. Dry the igniter. And then this is a quick before and after of that station. And we pretty much do the same thing on all of the stations. This one happens to have a lot more burnt on junk. And I put this on a time lapse, so it's hard to judge just by watching how long it took me, but it took about 3 to 4 minutes per burner. The more black stuff there was to scrape off, the longer it took. The ones that just had mostly the brown and tannish stuff, those were 2 to 3 minutes and I was done. But the scraping tool, once again, comes to the rescue to take away just about all of this black stuff that won't come off. Once you find the right angle with it, it really just lifts everything off with the help of the Barkeeper's Friend to soften it up, as you can see. Give it one final wipe down at the end. Dry it all up. And this station is going to look right as rain, perfectly brand new, just like it came from the factory. And here's a before and an after photo. And our final station, just to show you how well this works even without the Brillo pad, I rubbed it on with my finger and you can see it's already lifting that stain. The water is turning that nasty brown color. But I'm just going to finish up with the sponge. Spent maybe 2 minutes on this station. Super easy. And once again, one can of this stuff will last you pretty much your lifetime. Sprinkle it here and there. It's great for so many surfaces. Check the can though. There are a few surfaces you don't want to use Barkeeper's Friend on. It is a micro abrasive and it can rub through some surfaces that you don't want it to damage. Here's a before and an after. And don't forget to take care of your burner caps with the Barkeeper's Friend, the burners themselves from any of that starch from the pasta you were cooking that overflowed, and then the grates as well. And this is our final product. I would say it's about 98-99% better than it was. A few little black specks. Some of those are paint chips, so there's nothing that Barkeeper's Friend can do for that. And we have our before, where we could see all of that burnt crud. And then we have our after. Factory new. And if you thought this was impressive, go ahead and click on this video here, and I will show you how to remove metal scratches from the bottom of your toilet. I'll see you there.